just discussed here about this sort of working from a beach thing, which is not the key point here today. But the underlying driver about getting to that point is the following. Whether you want to have a multiple seven-figure business, or indeed you want a business whereby you can cut the hours back dramatically, whichever one that may be, and the outcome for both, maybe you're looking to sell the business in 3 years, and the investor nowadays in recruitment, they will be looking for a process. So how do you create your client roles, i.e. the leads, conversion? What are the terms and conditions? What's the timeline? What's the guarantee period? What's the numbers for each point? Same for candidates. Or whether you're looking to create a business that runs pretty much without you. Both of these are dependent on you not being the main driver in the business. So this working on the business, not in the business, is a phrase that has been around probably in big terms for 15 years now in the entrepreneurial space. It's become a word or set of words used more and more in recruitment, I think often without any really knowing. But this working on the business is almost taking this hierarchical view that I've got here of you. You're working on, and these guys are working in. You're working on it, and these guys are in it. Whereas most are doing a bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of this, and a bit of this. So there is actual strategy behind this. So the 3 reasons why most recruitment search business owners hit the ceiling and they get burnt out. So the model that's being used for lots of recruitment businesses is a model that's designed for recruitment in the past, let's put it that way. Lots of people have been maybe driven to get a software tool or upgrade their website or get on Instagram. Today's Bring the Dogs to Work Day. Here's Sue. Sue's been with us 2 years. Say hi, Sue. All this type of thing. Okay, really? So you've taken the time to do this video, take an hour of Sue's time, you're paying her £15 an hour, £20 an hour, all of this. Tell me how that's a direct response into you bringing in clients and candidates. Is a candidate look at that and think Sue's dog is sweet? Is a client going to think, well, Sue's really good with that dog? So how are we using our time? So it's about the model we use in our business. So that means automation, but also your role in the business and who is in your business. It's also what niche are we in? What are the numbers in that niche? What are the key metrics that would need to happen for us to get to the next phase, whatever that revenue profit point is? What are the actual key actions to get to that key metric? Next, they do everything themselves, or their consultants are left to do everything themselves. So if you've got an account manager or you've got a salesperson, or if that's you, should you really be doing anything with bringing leads in? You should purely be converting clients, preparing. Same from the candidate side. And again, your business is leads, conversion, delivery. And most of that you shouldn't be doing. Third component, the business is not run by a business owner as a business owner. It's a job owner on a job. And it's difficult because when we're in it, we're in it. So I spoke to a gentleman, I said earlier, I spoke to a gentleman, one of our members, and brought a 140k fee. But one of the things we did was we just quickly went through what were the 7 ways he'd previously brought clients in before he joined us. And we broke it down into bam, 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 and what percentage of his clients came from each way. And for example, he had leads in notepad sessions, he had contacts of clients or candidates he placed inside email, all of these type of things. So that one of the first things we need to do was create an actual, a past client database, a past candidate database that we could then use to extrapolate referrals. So it's a simple thing. And he was going to go away and do this task. Now, when I talk about being on the business, it means from start to finish. It means from start to finish. Email, inbox, LinkedIn, campaigns, preparing for interviews, depending on how high you take it, even doing the calls themselves, even doing the conversion. Now, if you're doing it all yourself, you'll be in client mode, candidate mode, so feast and famine, up and down. So with the next set of projects, we want to do the following. Project 7 is about installing a one-to-many model. It's about changing your role. And this is often a sticking point for the recruitment business owner, for the business owner. And the role is something that will change step by step. So say, for example, you're in startup mode. Your role at startup will be completely different from what you're doing at $500,000. Your role at $1 million will be different from what you're doing at $500,000. Your role at 3 million will be different from what you're doing at $1 million. So your role evolves, and it's something we need to be aware of. And part of that is understanding your business will go through these phases too. It's building blocks, which I'll come to in a second. So we want to install the one-to-many model, but also your role needs to change. Next, we want to leverage virtual talent and hand over 8% of your time to allow us to scale the business. Now again, lots of these words that I'm using, I see so often. We've had past people I've coached who've then gone on to try and coach what I've done, sort of passing it down, it dissipates, and sometimes doing not so ethical things. And the words like scaling the business again they've been watered down. Virtual talent's been watered down. There was a gentleman who was recommending to business owners he spoke to, you need to get a VA, you need to get a VA. That's the fastest way to fail. Yes, you do. But there are 4 key activities your VA will do. Your first VA who comes on board, there are 4 key activities they do. We've covered them in projects 1 to 6 already. You don't do that. But the outcome is very much about leveraging virtual talent and handing over the majority of these tasks. And most of these tasks you probably aren't even doing. And project 9 is you want to install sprint systems. So virtually every business I've seen that gets to like a 5x growth, so they've gone from 100K to 500K, or they've broken 7 figures, or they've broken 8. Every time, virtually to a man, to a woman, they've taken a 30-day sprint. So in the next 30 days, these are my targets, these are my metrics, these are the actions, these are the obstacles why it might not happen, this is what we need to do to overcome them ahead of time. And then on the end of that month, so 31st midnight, bam, it's not we're going to close next week, it comes down hard on the 31st or the 30th, etc. So we install 30-day and 90-day sprint systems. We have a business plan for the year, for 12 months, a 90-day quarterly plan, a 30-day plan, and a 7-day plan. And they all roll up into metrics. So then you can start to predict, if I do this, so if I put 1,000 leads in, I know I'm going to get 7 inbound inquiries per day. I know if I put 2,000 leads in, I'm going to get 14 inbound inquiries per day. I know that of those inbound inquiries, 30% are A's. So if I get 7, I know 2 are going to be A's. Of those 2, usually I close 1 out of 2. So then you start to predict. So these projects are about working on the business, working on the business.